Hey, welcome to my trailer. Almost still not quite done setting it up, but we're getting there. So today I want to talk about a building materials list for a 24 by 24 two-car ranch-style garage. A lot of people have asked if I would do one of these, so I'm going to do one of these. What I'm going to do is use an example of a garage we built last year because it typified all the steps from setting up the forms for concrete all the way through to putting the last screw in the roofing. So it should be very informative. For those of you that don't want to wade through that whole process but want the shortcut, I've made up a list typed out, and this will actually be on the video that you'll be able to see. So you can see that right there. All right, you might be able to take a picture of that, I'm not sure. So the garage starts out with forms, grade stakes, etc. I did not put that as a list on the list. What I use here are 2x6s. They're 24 feet long, 24 feet 1.5 inches. So we just screw the four corners together, and that just works really well. Grade stakes going in. We pin the four corners first, then we'll screw them in. Put screws in once we use the transit to set the grade. It's a builder's level transit. We use it. We'll start on all four corners and find if the site work is off a little. We'll find which is the appropriate benchmark to go off of, and then we'll go from there. After we have forms all completely set, we put down plastic, a vapor barrier all the way across. The plastic runs around $30. We just get a roll, enough coverage to cover that. Then the rebar, 38 pieces of 20-foot half-inch rebar. We space them 2 feet apart. We do a double row all the way around the perimeter. And then twist ties. You can use zip ties or anything else if you don't want to. We usually buy a whole roll of it. To get the rebar up off the ground, we break up a cement block and use that for spacing. Concrete, we pour a 3,000-pound mix. This will take 12 yards, plus or minus, again, depending on how well the site was leveled. The power trowel, you can rent those. They're probably $50 a day or something like that. I'm sorry, power screed. That vibrates it to get all the air bubbles out. Bull float. You could probably rent those for $20 a day. Power trowel, $50 to $75 a day. Those items are not on the list. Those are rental things you might have to get. Walls. We use 2x4 12-foot pressure treated on the bottom. 8 of those. The top plates are 2x4 12 for the first top plate, and then there's another row that goes around, but we stagger the joints when we do that. So the 2x4 12s, there's 20. The 2x4, they're 92 and 5/8 pre-cuts, and usually it's about 80. It might be good to have a couple extras in case one's warped or twisted or broke. The headers are 2x10 by 16. We usually get, it takes about 4 to do the 2 windows, an entry door, a man door, and the 2 garage doors. Snapping a line all the way around at 4 feet, actually usually 47.5, so that the sheathing goes over the concrete, over the edge of it. Usually 32 sheets of OSB or plywood, whichever you want to use for the sheathing. Again, I apologize. This is a video we had done earlier, but it just worked out really well to show an example of each item. Sill seal that goes under the pressure treated is usually a roll of that is what we use. I put those up, you can see us nailing them on the back. We usually do that so that we can lean the truss against that. It actually stabilizes it enough for a brace. We'll do that on the front and back. "13 trusses, 11 regular trusses, and 2 gable ends. Typically, I go with a 10.5-inch overhang, and then when you add the subfascia on both sides, that gives you a 12-inch overhang. Roof sheathing, there's 23 sheets of roof sheathing. About a roll of the roof wrap. I think they come in 1,000 square foot rolls. Two by 4 14s work for the subfascia and for the rakes. Be 12 of those. And then 2 by 4 12s for plate material. 2 by 4 12 spruce would be 20 of those. We also use those inside for truss spacers and angle bracing to angle brace the gable end walls. House wrap, we use about a roll of that, a little over a roll. I looked into getting my name put on that house wrap, $4,000. So no. We use metal coil stock. It takes about a roll. We bend it in a break to make the fascia. We'll also use metal coil stock to go around the garage door openings. We use perforated soffit. It'll take 12 pieces of those. F channel, which goes around the whole, underneath the roof all the way around. 12 of those. Excuse me, 11. J channel would be 19 pieces, typically. Drip edge, 14 pieces. Takes 18 pieces of metal roofing. Typically 14 feet 3 inches for this particular garage. There'd also be 3 ridge cap. We use a mesh screen over the entire peak so that it's vented. When we get near the end, we always check top and bottom, make sure the measurement's right on. There's an underlap and an overlap to each sheet of metal, so we need to start out on the right direction. Use 4 vinyl corners. Sometimes they'll use the corners in a contrasting color. One 36-inch man door, entry door, people door. Takes 9 square of vinyl siding to do a ranch garage like this. Typically 2 windows. Those were Pella 4 foot high, 3 foot wide. They've been hard to get lately. the last piece of siding, that little triangle, we typically use a little silicone in the groove and then we snap it in. And once it dries, it stays right there. 2 garage doors, 9 feet by 7 feet. These are insulated and they have 1 row of glass in them. It's always polite to knock. Hello! So, hey, thank you for watching this video. I appreciate it. If you enjoyed the video, please subscribe if you're not already a subscriber. Hit the like button, make a comment, and we'll have more videos coming out. Thanks again.